Hello, Steel City Surge fans. Skippy here, coach of your Steel City Surge, back for week number 3 of WPF Delta. We are going to be taking on Rose this week. We're coming off of a brutal loss last week. RNG, never a fan of it. I don't even think it played that much of a factor, but regardless of that, we're taking on Rose this week. And we've taken on Rose a couple of times to this point. They have a pretty scary team with Terra Tornadus Therian, Urshifu Single Strike, Tinkaton, Pecharunt, Hydrapple, Vaporeon, Donphan, Terra de Dunsparce, Gardevoir, Ampharos, and Ogerpon. It's Ogerpon Teal. Knowing Rose likes to do quite a bit of setup. Try to position themselves with some bulky wands and then try to set up for wins. I get the feeling, just from the team composition, it's probably going to be Urshifu or Tornadus that ends up being that. It could be something weird like Ogerpon. I'm not super concerned about that if that's the case. Could be Donphan, I doubt it though. Even Dunsparce, I kind of doubt. I expect to see some form of combination of like Tornadus, probably with like Terra Steel, Terra Ground, maybe Terra Electric. Even Terra Darker Fairy might be fine. Urshifu, Tinkaton for sure. Pecharunt should be there. Probably going to see Vaporeon because that thing is just straight up walls Suicune. Donphan and maybe like Gardevoir, Hydrapple. I could see the last slot being basically any of the Mons. Maybe not Ampharos as much, but we'll see. Now, the team that we have for this matchup, we have Skymin, obviously. This guy is basically going to come every single week. I don't see any reason why I wouldn't ever bring him. Running heavy-duty boots again. We have enough speed to outspeed Tornadus. It's their fastest Mon. And there's no Terra on Ogerpon Teal, so it's just basically speed control that we have to worry about with that. We're running same 3 attacks as the past couple of weeks. Seed Flare, Air Slash, Earth Power, and then we have Quick Attack this week. This is so that we can take out Donphan with just Shaymin. Basically, Ice Shard from Donphan does not guarantee an OHKO unless it is max Physical Attack, Adamant, and Choice Band. Otherwise, we live every other Ice Shard. So we can Seed Flare it and then Quick Attack and take it out. So that is the main goal for that. That's the only reason we really have Quick Attack this week. And if it ends up working out, great. If not, we could probably use Quick Attack as a way to deal with Sucker Punch on Urshifu. Yeah, that's basically the only other thing I'm really concerned about in terms of priority. So Air Slash is so that we can hit Hydrapple, Urshifu, Ogerpon. It's another way to hit Pecharunt. Even Tornadus doesn't really like Air Slash that much. Earth Power is really good into Pecharunt. Tinkaton a little bit. Ampharos. Seed Flare is just great stab for us. Not a whole lot really wants to take a Seed Flare and then have that drop happen and then have to deal with an Air Slash flinch potential after the fact. So Serene Grace is a broken ability for Skymin. So let's move on. Next up we have our Glow King. Glow King is Zoom Lens this week because we have some more offensive output. We have Blizzard, Psychic, Thunder Wave, and Chilly Reception. Part of the reason we have Blizzard is because a bulky Hydrapple can actually take the Ice Beam decently well, and we already underspeed it anyway. We basically underspeed the entire team. Plus, I want to be able to hit a really powerful move without missing, without really having to worry about that. Plus, we can do a lot of damage to pre-Terra Tornadus. Psychic is there for Pecharunt as a way to catch it on a potential switch-in for like Sludge Bombs and stuff. Thunderwave is there to try to limit speed a little bit on my opponent's team. Try to throw some caution to the wind in that regard. And then we got Regenerator, obviously, with Chilly Reception, just for pivoting purposes. Thankfully, my opponent doesn't have an Ice type, so we don't have to worry about Baxcalibur stuff like last week. So that is the main thought with Glow King, is to use Zoom Lens to hit really hard with Blizzard. I could go with Fire Blast, but it doesn't really do that much to Tinkaton, and I don't really see us staying in on Tinkaton anyway. So next, we have Terra Poison Kingambit with Leftovers. The reason we're Terra Poison is because Terra Poison helps us take a close combat from Urshifu's Single Strike, while also not giving Wicked Blow too much damage to guarantee like an OHKO at any point, really. I don't even think Choice Band is a guaranteed OHKO. But yeah, Terra Poison, really good defensively into this matchup. It also allows us to sit in on Petrarunt whether we're Terra'd or not, because Malignant Chain cannot poison us if we're a poison type, and it doesn't affect us as a steel type, so it's very nice. Leftovers is there for passive HP recovery. We're probably going to switch in quite a bit in this matchup. As for moves, pretty standard set. Defiant, so that we can catch Parting Shot from Petrarunt, even potential drops from like Earth Power Hydrapple, or speed drop from Bleak Wind Tornadus, something like that. Running Swords Dance to get a free +2 on potential switch-ins. Also Kowtow, Sucker, and Low Kick. Low Kick hits everything that Kowtow doesn't, basically. Yeah. So this is going to be a main potential sweeper or breaker. It really depends on the matchup and how it's going, but we're going to see a lot of Kingambit this week. Next, we have our Screamtail, also running Leftovers this week as a way to get some passive recovery against Urshifu. We're running Dazzling Gleam, Wish, Reflect, and Encore. Reflect was originally with Light Screen, but we were not living a whole lot during mocks, so I made the switch to Leftovers. And while we get less Reflect turns with that, I think it's still fine. It still serves its purpose. Then Encore is there in case Urshifu is not Scarf. And we need to prevent like Swords Dance setup sweeps. Something like that. Tornadus, if it's Nasty Plot, that could be a potential issue there. But we have a switch-in option in Glow King, and we also have Sandy Shocks there too, but we'll get into Sandy Shocks in a minute. Dazzling Gleam can basically Oko Urshifu single strike as long as it is not Assault Vest. Wish is there for healing purposes, and yeah, that's Screamtail. It's pretty physically bulky with a lot of HP, so it can take maybe 2 Wicked Blows. It really depends. But it should be a very nice switch in for Gambit when we don't want to Terra right away into Urshifu. So that's the idea for Screamtail. Next up, like I was saying before, we got Sandy Shocks. And we have a Life Orb set for a very, very, very specific reason this week. We are running a mixed variation of Sandy Shocks. Originally, I had Thunderbolt over Power Gem, but in looking at the team and seeing that there's a Donphan there, that's a potential switch in to Thunderbolt, I didn't want to have to deal with that a whole lot and then have to switch out potentially into something else. So I made the switch to Power Gem as a way to still damage Donphan a little bit, because I expect it to be like a boot set, so that way it can use Sturdy without any issues, and then Rapid Spin stuff like Hazards Away. We do have spikes on our boy Sandy Shocks this week, as well as Volt Switch, and we're running Earthquake. Now, very, very specific set here. We have enough attack with Life Orb to guarantee an Oko onto max HP and like very minimal defense Tinkaton. Part of the reason for that is Rocks is a really annoying thing to deal with, and in all my mocks, it was a Tinkaton lead with Stealth Rock. So, we outspeed Tinkaton, we go for an EQ first turn, we obliterate it, knock it off the face of the earth, and we go from there. That is the main idea with this Sandy Shock set, is our lead, fully dedicated lead, especially when we see Tinkaton. With Earthquake and Power Gem, we can basically hit the majority of this team for a good amount of damage. Life Orb is going to take about 10% of our HP away each turn, but we have an odd number of HP, so we're going to still live on 1, all things considered, so I'm not too concerned about it. And then lastly, we have a Choice Scarf Mienshao with Regenerator. Pretty basic. We have enough speed to outspeed Urshifu in case it is a Scarf variant. Originally, I had Triple Axle on this instead of Ice Spinner, but Triple Axle misses are really a pain in the butt. Close Combat for Stab. Ice Spinner as a way to check Donphan a little bit, as well as Hydrapple. And even Tornadus pre-Terra, in case like the Dunsparce comes in and wants to Terra. Knockoff for support options, and U-turn. So, that is basically Mienshao. It is there as a secondary option to try and break stuff physically. So, that is the team for this week. Thank you guys for watching this little team builder portion. I'll come back whenever we get ready to battle, but thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I hope you enjoy the battle later. Hello, Steel City Surge fans. Kippy here, coach of the Steel City Surge, back for week number 3 against Rose. Okay, so We see Terra Poison on the Dunsparce and Terra Fire on Torn. Now, unfortunately, I didn't get a whole lot of looks at the Dunsparce or Ogerpon during mocks. Ogerpon lead could be annoying, but I really just want to go ahead and lead with shocks anyway. I do feel like it's a Tinkaton lead, and I don't want to have to deal with hazards. So I'm going to go with this lead anyway. If my opponent leads with Ogerpon, good on them. Yeah, it is an Ogerpon lead. Ugh! Okay. Alright. I had a feeling it could be an Ogerpon lead. I could go hard Screamtail. I think Screamtail is probably my best bet. I just go hard Screamtail. Oh man, that's 2 weeks in a row where I think it's a possible lead and I don't get it right. That screws up a lot of what I wanted to do too. Taunt, that's fine. Taunts, okay. Okay, so basically I have to go for a Gleam here. This could be a knockoff. I'm gonna go into Skymin here on the possible knockoff, I think. I am not getting, like, any... I'm basically getting no momentum or no progress at all. But I think I need to go into Skymin here. Either we outspeed or he switch. Or, he didn't switch. Spikes, okay. So that's a little annoying. But I can go for a very free Air Slash here. This could be a Tinkaton play. But I don't want this to be setting up more. Do see a swap. Spikes is not fun. Kevin is Torn. Okay. How much does Air Slash do here? We did, what, a third? Roughly a third, yeah. I don't think that's AV. You are 252 with weakens. You can Oko. I like just going straight into Cloaking here. Knowing that's probably not Assault Vest is good. I have to keep in mind there's a layer of spikes up. Knock off does come out. That's a lot of damage. Okay. Oh, it's a crit, man! Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Are you axe? I swear that is going to matter oh so much. Three weeks in a row where a crit just obliterates something. I'm getting sick and tired of the crits. You go for knockoff again, that's fine. No longer Choice Scarf. Looking no longer has its Zoom Lens. Alright, well, Torn can basically go for whatever now. I'm just gonna U-turn. You take me out, you take me out. At this point, I think I might lose in general. You go for Bleak Wind, but thank goodness! Okay, we got a miss. Oh, thank goodness. Thank goodness for that. Oh my gosh, man. Honestly, I'm so unbelievably happy about that. I was due. I was 100% due for some good something good like that. I was 100% due for something like that. Without a doubt. Just gonna T-Wave here. Do see a swap. If it goes into Tinkaton, I'm gonna be a little annoyed, but... Urshifu? No, Petra Run. Okay. That's fine. Petra Run is paralyzed now. So it still outspeeds us. I'm gonna go hard into Gambit here. I think I always want to go into Gambit. The fact that you're gonna be paralyzed now the rest of the game is really, really nice for me. So I outspeed with Gambit now. Paralysis, that's really good for me. I really like that. I can go for a free SD here. I do show that I'm leftovers now. But I get a free SD here. Because you don't stay in. You never stay in. And Tinkaton does not like a +2 low kick. Does Tinkaton get fighting moves? I can't remember. It does get Brick Break and stuff, so I could very well... It does get Brick Break. That's it. Alright, I'm feeling a little bit better about my current stat. I could go for Kowtow here. I don't like it as much, because I think you're going to switch. Now, if the Dun comes in, +2 Kowtow does do a lot, even if you Terra. And I can just Terra on that, too. Because even a Terra Boom Burst is a 2-shot, most likely. Oh, the Urshifu comes out. Okay. So if you are a Choice Band, and I Terra Poison, I should live everything you go for. And I can low kick here. Now, if you end up being Chopple, that's a little annoying. But I think I can still win after I Terra and low kick. Because if you're Chopple, then that means you're not Choice Band. And I live 2 Wicked Blows. You do stay in, too. You do go for Wicked Blow. That is 100% Choice Band, so you're dead. Nice! Kingambit takes out the massive threat. Okay. Urshifu is gone. Massive. Absolutely massive. The biggest threat on my opponent's team is gone. I'm at +2. I have roughly half HP. I can basically KO mostly anything except like Tinkaton maybe. I don't even think Ogerpon wants to come in. You could be stomping. No, not stomp. Stomping Tantrum. You could be stomping Tantrum, but you don't KO. Even at max attack. And I can just Sucker Punch you at that point, too. Yeah, my opponent's in a really difficult spot right now. Slink, is that the Dunsparce? It is the Dunsparce. Okay. So I do like going for a Kowtow here, because even if you Terra, I can Sucker after. Well, Boom Burst could KO here. I'm at 163. I kind of just want to go into Mienshao a little bit. No. Do I want to go into Glowking? I could go into Glowking. I kind of want Glowking for later, though. Could I go into Shocks and Volt Switch? I could go into Shocks and get up. I'm gonna go into Shocks here. I'm gonna go into Shocks and see what you want to go for. You want to go for, like, Earth Power or something? Earthquake, okay. We might die to this. Oh, we don't. Cool. Earthquake. So you're physical. Okay. You're physical Shocks. Or you're physical Dunsparce. What does the Dunsparce get for physical moves? I think it's a rattled Dunsparce, honestly. Physical with Earthquake. You could be Body Slam. I do really want Shocks right now for the Tinkaton. So I'm gonna go ahead and Volt Switch. Get a little bit chip off on you. Did a good amount. I could use it as a sack later too. I do like going into Mienshao here. There is still a Pecharunt on the other side, but I have no Choice Scarf anymore. Let's see what you do. Foil, okay. +1/+1. And then accuracy goes up to +1 too. Okay. Close combat should still do a lot of damage. And if you Terrasilize, that's going to force your Terra. I'm okay with that because I think Shocks can still probably come in and take you out at +1 defense. Yeah, I like that. So I'm going to go close combat here. Because that forces you to make a move. And if you go into Pecharunt, I can just knock off. And if you go into Tink, it goes down to 2 close combats. I think I'm in a good spot. If you're weakness policy, I think you still go down, though. I'm really putting Rose in a bad spot right now. And I like it. I kind of like it. We could Oko with this close combat at this range. We do see the Terra. That's fine. We forced the Terra, so I like that. Let me think. So you're at like half. You do 12% to me. I need to be above 12. Yeah, you're gonna pick up the KO, that's fine. I'm at 56% with you. Or 56 HP. That's 18%. I can live. Okay. I can live with Shocks. I can live one more. Go for an EQ. I'm gonna go for an EQ here. If you switch into Torn, I just go into Glowking. I do still have Skyman around. I still have Kingambit, who can deal with Tinkaton too. I'm not going to have any hazards up on my opponent's side of the field. I could see my opponent going into Ogerpon, but I don't think that's a good idea because then I get a free switch into Skymin. He's trying to see if he can calc and live and Earth Power, which is a good question. He does stay in. Okay, so we're going to pick up the KO on the Dunsparce. We do not pick up the KO. Are you serious? Oh! Do you roost? You body slam. Okay, good. Okay, no roost is really nice because now I can just go in with Skymin. Oh man, that EQ just barely didn't pick up the KO. That, I swear, if that's 1 HP, I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna go for the Air Slash here. Because I think, yeah, you do try to switch. And if I can catch Kevin the Tornadus with another Air Slash, it puts it in range, I think, of another one. That is very, very close to being in range. I'm going to go for another Air Slash here. If I can get one flinch with Skymin, I think it's over. It's a 60% chance. 60% chance. We don't get it. Are you kidding me, man? Are you kidding me? 60%! Bro, 60%! Why does RNG hate me right now? Literally does not make any sense. Literally does not make any sense at all. Alright, thank you for giving me Torn. Bro, I swear, man. If Skymin doesn't get a single Serene Grace proc this entire season, I'm gonna lose my mind. Earthquake does maybe half to me. So I like just going for a Psychic and getting my KO. Wait. 275. You roost. I'm so glad I went for the KO. I am so glad I went for the KO here. Give it to me. Give me something. That's a lot of damage. I'm not letting you get free roosts off. I'm not doing that. You're not getting a free roost. I'm not letting it happen. Give me a crit. Bro. I'm gonna Thunder Wave here. Because I feel like you could switch to Tinkaton. Yeah, you Earthquake, okay. Little annoying, but I do get the Thunder Wave off, which is nice. I was hoping you'd try to roost again, but... I'll take my Psychic KO here. Because unless you have speed investment, which I don't think you have, I think I just KO you here. And I don't think you do have enough because I think you're bulky based off of the damage I saw. You are gonna let me pick up the KO, thank goodness. Okay. The Dunsparce is gone. Kingambit's looking pretty solid here. If I can get to +2 with Kingambit. Here. That is the Petrun, isn't it? It is the Petrun, okay. I think I might outspeed with Petrun. No, I don't think I do. I definitely outspeed with Gambit. Part of the problem is ghost moves right now. So I kind of just like going for damage because I think even with +2... Oh no, +2 Kowtow definitely KOs with... Well, depending. +2 could potentially KO with Gambit. It's really a roll there. I'm gonna get Chili here, I think. And we get a paralysis. Okay, cool. So I get a free switch into Gambit now. Nice. And I still have Low King for later. I'm at 142 right now. That is 41%. Let me think. Leftovers replenishes 8%, so that put me at 49. That's pretty okay standards to live a bulky offensive Tinkaton Gigaton with Terra Poison. So I like going for my Sword Stance here. Does stay in. I do get to +2 again. We get another paralysis. Honestly, after that early game crit and not getting the air slash flinch and the KO on the Dunsparce, which I think was a roll, I am so unbelievably happy by that. I mean, it sucks. I've been on the other side of that twice in terms of crits this season. So I'm sorry, Rose, but at the same time, I kind of need that in order to win. So, +2 Kowtow does a lot of damage. It basically KOs Ogerpon, it KOs Petrun. Yep. And I think I guarantee live a Gigaton from Tinkaton now. I might just win this. I think I just win this. I think I just win now. You know, the Torn could be Covert Cloak. Think about it. Thinking back to that, I was thinking back to that that turn where I didn't get the flinch. There is the Tinkaton. So I just low kick into a Sucker Punch here, and it should KO. Gigaton, we live that. Yep, easy. Low kick, we do a lot of damage. And then a +2 Sucker should just guarantee KO here. And you can't go for it twice, so I'm just going to Sucker here. Nice, we are going to pick up the KO. Kingambit's just going to sweep. Woo! Okay. Even if it doesn't, Ogre Pawn kind of can't really do a whole lot. But at the same time, I think we just sucker, right? Well, it depends if you have Stomping Tantrum, which I don't think you do. I mean, we're +2, we're here, we're at 120 HP. We're at 35%. I'm gonna sucker. I'm just gonna sucker here. Yep. Oh, and you live your Focus Sash. No, you don't. You're not Focus Sash. What? That's crazy. Okay, cool. That's insane. You're not Focus Sash and you still lived. You got the roll. Either you might be a very bulky Ogre Pawn, but I think that's still a roll. All right, GG's to Rose. GG's. Oh my gosh, am I scared right now? GG's. RNG was a big factor in that matchup. Again, very unlucky with very, very unlucky in terms of RNG rolls on both sides. RNG was a big factor in this game, I think. But overall, I think that's a solid win for us. We didn't start off very strong, but we finished very strong, and that's what matters. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I'll join you guys back for next week for week 4. Bounce back win here, and let's keep it rolling. See you guys next week. Peace.